About something today. I want to talk about being disrespected by a spouse, somebody that you're supposed to love and you care a lot about. When that person continues to disrespect you, first thing I want you to remember is this first thing first, your worth. You have to know your worth, your value as an individual. Self-worth starts with you and ends with you. So never let someone else's behavior dictate how you feel about yourself. Never do that. Next thing, communication versus confrontation. I get you may agree to disagree with things, but when one person is trying to communicate and the other person is confrontational, that's a dilemma. So the thing you have to realize is if I'm the talker, there has to be a listener. If there are two talkers, there's nobody listening. You're going to continue to become confrontational. Someone has to take control and communicate by saying, hey, use I statements. I feel threatened. I feel that you're not listening to me. I feel that you're not trying to hear what I'm trying to tell you to fix the problem. Use I feel statements and see where that works. Sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not work. But make sure you understand, don't you ever be in a situation where you're being constantly disrespectful and you're trying to communicate to that individual. If they start getting more and more aggressive, you got to take a step back. Never always remember to keep your volume lower than their volume. Don't go volume for volume. Don't do that. They're the high pitch, you stay at a lower pitch to kind of stay up under their voice. They can stay in control of the situation. And another thing we got to learn as individuals in a relationship, you have to set boundaries. You set boundaries. And respect is non-negotiable. Love can forgive, but it cannot thrive in an environment where boundaries are repeatedly crossed. You cannot allow the spouse cross those boundary lines. Once they continue to keep crossing, they're not going to stop. They're going to continue to push the envelope. So you have to take control of that situation and put those boundaries into place. Say, hey, these are the boundaries for our relationship. You got to protect yourself, protect your well-being. You have to. Sometimes you may have to reach outside for outside help. Sometimes you might have to get couples counseling or individual therapy sections and stuff. Whatever the case may be, if that's what you have to do, you do it. And here's where it gets tricky at. Say if you do all this, you get the individual counseling and the family counseling, but it doesn't work. You're still at the same point. You're still going to each other. You have to make a painful decision sometimes. Sometimes we're forced to make painful decisions. You're already in pain already from being disrespected. But now you're in a painful decision. You have to make that decision, say, do I want to continue to be in this relationship? Do I or do I not? Let me tell you what I've seen. I've seen this for the last about year couple, and I love both of them. But when one person trying to communicate, the other person is very confrontational. It gets so bad that the police ends up coming out. I know they come out at least 3 or 4 times a month. And my thing is, why are you in this? Why are you still in this situation? Why aren't one of you kind of going the other direction? And I understand you may have a child involved, a little older child, which it is an older child. I understand that, but this is not working. It's getting worse by the minute. I've seen it get to a point where it's got physical. So what I'm saying to people that are listening, if it's getting to a point where you're about to get physical, make that harsh decision. Say, you know what? For the best for the both of us, I'm going to leave. And I'm going to just get me a place to kind of leave and let the situation cool down. And we may or may not just get back together again. Have that understanding. If you are thinking about getting back together later on, fine. Communicate it. If you're not, just be straight honest with the person. Listen, this situation is not working for both of us. We can't communicate with each other because we're always trying to, you get confrontation all the time. So tell them what you mean and mean what you say. Say, listen, I'm out of this relationship. I'm done. And some people may have small kids. I understand that. But why go through the hell when you don't have to go through the hell? I get it. We're all human. But there's a breaking point for all of us as individuals. Being in something unhealthy like that, I'm telling you, things can go wrong because you get so heated and you're at your breaking point, the next thing's going to happen. The unthinkable is what it's called. Somebody's going to you're going to be putting hands on each other, and you don't went too far at this point. That's why I say when you in a situation like that you being disrespectful toward each other, make that decision to be in a healthy environment. Get out of the situation. It's time for somebody to leave. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting hurt on. I mean, whatever the case may be, And me saying that, just want to make that difficult decision. It may hurt, but in the long run, it may help. I know you can love who you want to love, but don't be a person that's in something that causes more headaches than your own job causes. I don't want to be in a relationship where the relationship is harder than my damn job. Who wants to be in that situation? If you're in a relationship harder than your damn job, you might well not have a damn job because you got a job fussing with that person every day. Who wants to come home to a spouse fussing every day? Who wants to live in that environment? Who wants to be able to look at that spouse every morning you get up in the morning and say something nice to them? You don't want to say that nice to them. You really want to knock the hell out of them. What you want to do. What I'm saying, get ahead of the curve is if this relationship you feel the person is being disrespectful, and you tried all the steps to work it out, it's time to move on. It's time to get out of the relationship. It's time to take care of yourself. So if you're listening to me, please, if you're in this type of relationship, think about it long and hard. If it's so bad, get out of it. Don't continue to be in that relationship. Don't continue to hurt each other. Take care. Love you.